Disney-esque in a good way. Helped by its non-linear storyline and a Piero Piccolini score. Black Belly of the Tarantula, 1971, DVD. Giancarlo Gianni stars in it, and that's nice. Barbara Boucher's in it, and that's nice too. The first time I watched this was like 10 years ago, and it really didn't work, which is weird because it's got all the stuff. It's got the good actors, it's got a Morricone score that's great, really grim premise, it's all there. But I think ultimately it never really rises above average. But, I mean, it's, fair. A Blade in the Dark, 1983, DVD. Directed by Lamberto Bava. Screenwriting team that brought us Zombie, New York Ripper, City of the Living Dead, Bay of Blood, etc. A film composer is trying to work in peace and is constantly hounded by flirty neighbors, nosy landlords, and creepy whispers. It's Brian De Palma Mad Lib's The Movie, and that is not a complaint. If you want to hear me do a deep dive on this, feel free to listen to the Suspense is Killing Us podcast with current and former Scarecrow employees, Travis, Matt, and Kevin. So, you got that for you. Bloodstained Butterfly, 1971, Blu-ray and DVD, aka House of the Dark Stairway. Solid camera work, gorgeous locations, good editing makes this one stand out from the pack of middling. Has some giallo elements, but also a lengthy courtroom drama centerpiece. The main drawback for this one is a long and unpleasant love scene that I did not enjoy. Bloodstained Shadow, 1978, aka Solamente Nero, aka Only Blackness. This is probably in the top 25 for the section. Soundtrack is Stelvio Cipriani and Goblin, and it is A+ stuff, and the Venice setting is really lovely. Not much else to really say about it. This one does the job. Body Puzzle, 1992, directed by Lamberto Bava. Pretty generic, but certainly not bad early 90s Lamberto Bava joint. Drugged down by a massive overuse of Night on Bald Mountain, but ultimately saved by having a teacher killed in front of a classroom of blind children. Spoilers, but it rules. Plus, a public bathroom murder scene that truly stands out in a genre riddled with scenes of public bathroom murders. Case of the Bloody Iris, 1972, aka Rendezvous with Satan. What are those strange drops of blood doing on Jennifer's body? Directed by a guy whose name I apparently did not write down, but he did a lot of Ringo and Sartana movies. So if you like those Ringo and Sartana movies, but want a giallo, maybe try this one out. This one's top 25. Score by Bruno Nicolai. Fantastic. It was written by Ernesto Gastaldi, who wrote a lot of these movies. Like, just tons of them. Usually the better ones. Edwidge Fenwick, fresh out of a hippie sex cult, moves into an apartment that was recently a murder scene. And guess what? The murders keep happening. Edwidge keeps getting her clothes off. Groovy Bruno Nicolai tunes just keep on happening. Little else, really, but no complaints. This is above average, and it checks all the boxes. Also, worth noting that this is not the same hippie sex cult Edwidge gets mixed up in All the Colors of the Dark. Totally different. Cold Eyes of Fear, 1971, available on DVD and Blu-ray. This one's recommended. Totally fun, claustrophobic hostage thriller, stylish, occasionally hilarious camera work, and an amazing Morricone score. It's like really kind of like atonal, jazzy freak out. It's got a really great Morricone score. I recommend it. Collector's item, 1985 DVD, also available on VHS under the title Dead Fright. Despite this showing up on a few giallo lists, it's just a steamy thriller. A philandering guy gets his just desserts, and the script was co-written by Fulci, so I guess that gives it a pass. Featuring actors from Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Lizard and Woman's Skin, Morricone score. You could do worse, but fair all around, you could also do better. The Corruption of Chris Miller, 1972, Blu-ray and DVD. This is top 10. Gene Seberg is deep in a creepy revenge plot involving her absentee husband and a traumatized stepdaughter, when in walks a mysterious drifter, all while a series of murders haunt the countryside. Manages to be both beautifully shot slow burn and feeling a little too long. But it's got a big dark mansion and a pretty good soundtrack, so I did not mind. I thought it was good. Crazy Desires of the Murderer, aka Morbid Habits of the Governess. Score by Piero Piccioni. If there's something that I cannot deny, it is Castle Giallo. Stupid and shallow, but unlike a lot of these stupid and shallow whodunits, stuff happens in this one. Nothing happening is a luxury that only good movies can afford, and Crazy Desires of the Murderer knows its role and plays it well. Not a masterpiece by a long shot, but I enjoyed it. Crimes of the Black Cat, 1972 DVD. Very generic, which is wild because the setup is a murderer that uses a cat with poison claws as their weapon. I kept hoping to kick into something vibrant or above average, and when it finally did explode at the end, it's a pretty shockingly grisly murder scene. Compared to the rest of the film, it was yikes. But the soundtrack is A+. Cruel Tango, 2012 DVD. Here the killer dresses like it's a member of the Hives and is wearing an Eyes Wide Shut mask. And it's got Saw flavor, but in the bad way. It is not good. The Dead or Alive, 1972 Blu-ray and DVD. This one's recommended, but the title's a total bait and switch. The dead are dead, man. The original title translates to The Secrets of the Yellow Cave, which sounds a lot more like the giallo that it is. At one point, a character says, "Does the idea of an Etruscan burial ground turn you on?" Cool premise of murders breaking out around an archaeological dig and the rehearsals of a grand opera. Plenty of subplots, misleads, red herrings, and bottles of J&B. It's got it all. Death Carries a Cane, 1973 PAL, also available on DVD under the title Tormentor, and AKA Maniac at Large. This is pretty standard, but this one has something going for it. Really goofy dialogue. Characters have tense face-offs that ends with toodaloo, and one person that says, "Maybe it's nerves, but I have to pee-pee." And a few other really choice moments that kind of made me laugh. It also has a gothic ballerina striptease scene, which to classical music, which I found absolutely charming. Death Laid an Egg, 1968 DVD Blu-ray. This is kind of hard to pin down if it's actually good, but it's definitely weird. It had stuff that I like an atonal score that occasionally recreates the sound of the chicken factory farm that the film is set in, fading into the sounds of actual machines and squawking poultry. It's got a lot of experimental editing that I enjoyed that punctuates the action unexpectedly. But on the other hand, an actual real live puppy does some pretty dangerous looking stunts, and I was not comfortable. It doesn't look like it got hurt, but I didn't care for it. Sure, the conversation on the morality of genetic engineering of factory farms is absolutely fresh ground for a giallo, but I didn't love it overall. It's unusual, and for a genre swimming in mediocrity, unusual is at least something. Death Walks at Midnight, 1972, Blu-ray, DVD, and PAL DVD. This was scripted by Gastaldi and Sergio Corbucci, and it's top 25 for the section. Opens with Neves Navarro hallucinating a murder while tripping balls for a photo shoot. A spiked-gloved killer with cool sunglasses? But is it real? Then it proceeds to get more convoluted until it peaks with a rooftop fight sequence featuring one of Italian cinema's greatest cackling hitmen. Great score, great tone, good momentum. Death Walks on High Heels, 1971, Blu-ray DVD. Directed by the same guy that did Death Walks at Midnight. Script by Gastaldi. Score by Stelvio Cipriani. I can tell you for a fact that while I was watching this movie, I paused it, got my phone out, and purchased a copy of the soundtrack. It is fantastic. Real highs and lows, though. The location and the score are stunning, and an interesting plot mixing crime thriller and giallo, but it also has some really gross stuff, like a brown face striptease scene. Did not care for it. Death Will Have Your Eyes, 1974, DVD. Another Stelvio Cipriani score. And it's wild to see a deep-cut Italian thriller where the characters have extended conversations about gender politics and class aspirations and warfare. All in the structure of a black male love triangle movie with a groovy soundtrack. I'm going to get into this just a little bit about Stelvio Cipriani. This dude loves using the Inagata-Davida bass line. He uses it in this movie. He uses it in Bay of Blood. He uses it in a movie I'm going to talk about later called Human Cobras. There's an album that he put out that's not even a soundtrack where they use the Inagata-Devita bass line. I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think maybe he just had a session bass player dude that was obsessed with Iron Butterfly. But what is the deal? Anyway, not perfect, but it's unique and underseen. Delirium, 1972, available on DVD. There's a sex killer on the loose, and the police psychiatrist, who, no spoilers, is also a sex killer, is enlisted to help find them. It's certainly nasty, and some of the sexual violence did make me pretty squeamish. But as far as these deep cut giallos go, it's pretty solid and weird. I didn't watch the American version, but apparently it has a Vietnam War subplot, inserts. But I read about it, and it sounds like a worse movie to me. The soundtrack, however, is choice. Delirium, 1987, directed by Lamberto Bava. This one's a top 25er. It's also called Delirium, not to be confused with the last one. This one's also called Delirium Photos of Gloria. You'd think that having the main character being the publisher of a nudie magazine would provide enough gratuitous skin, but Lamberto Bava found plenty other ways to cram it in. Like a lot of his movies, this feels like at its best moments a half-baked blend of Mario and Dario, but cool artistic choices are introduced and then dropped and not explained, and it's not a complaint. It's pretty solid. I also talked about this on the same episode of the Suspense is Killing Us podcast, if you want to hear more. The Devil Has Seven Faces, DVD and PAL. Another Stelvio Cipriani score. Great title, fun cast, Carol Baker, bunch of familiar genre actors, good tunes, nice locale, but unfortunately it is a snooze fest. It is an okay crime thriller with a little bit of Jello garnish. Dragonfly for Each Corpse, 1975, Blu-ray. This one is also recommended, and it's got Paul Naschy in it. So for all you Naschy heads out there, Miss Jackson if you're Naschy. Gotta respect a movie that has not one, but two dummy drops. Big fan. And you can see that they're goddamn mannequins. It's not even, hidden at all. This movie also has hippies that dress like Nazis. They are the street muscle for a pimp named Mohammed. Pardon? Plus a scene where the girlfriend of the main cop studies crime scene photos with a magnifying glass while nude. Take a tip, Sherlock. Embalmer, 1965, available on DVD. AKA The Monster of Venice. This is on a double disc with The Red-Headed Corpse, which is not as yellow, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Firstly, The Embalmer. A scuba-suited murderer is pulling ladies into the canals of Venice and then embalming their corpses. And it's boring. With that premise, how do you make a movie that's boring? They figured it out. Red-Headed Corpse. This would be way better if it was a 30-minute section of an anthology film. But it cannot support the runtime. It's not great, but like I've said before, it has the common decency to at least be unusual. Enigma Rosso, 1978, Blu-ray. Available on DVD under the title Trauma. Also available on DVD under the title Virgin Killer, as a double feature with Spider Venom. This is also known as the Red Rings of Fear. This is the third in the so-called Schoolgirl trilogy, with What Have You Done to Solange, which you can find in the Stalkers section, and What Have They Done to Your Daughters, which is also in the Giallo section, so I'll be talking about it later. The first act of this was kind of quaint, charming, which surprised me because I thought it was going to just be like buckets and buckets of sleaze just straight from the gate. But fear not, if sleaze is your thing, it has plenty once it gets going. Someone gets beaten up with a huge dildo. Another instance of the disc having one name, the title sequence is another name, IMDb's got a third name. Always a good sign that you're going to be watching something very trashy. It's good twists, but it has an overall lack of style. Riz Ortolani has the score, and it's pretty good. Evil Eye, 1975, PAL. Also available on DVD as a double feature with Black Candles, which is in the Euro horror section right around the corner. Another Stelvio Cipriani score. This one is recommended. A swingin' playboy who dresses like Peter Berlin is haunted by a cult of nude/robed figures who worship triangles and candles. There's a scene where he's showering with a lady, and then they start brushing their teeth and making out, and I found it very unpleasant. Unpleasant and unusual. Some psychedelic flourishes, a solid supporting cast of genre regulars, and a groovy score that keeps this one solidly above average. Evil Senses. 1986, PAL format. A hitman comes into some documents that incriminate the aristocracy and is marked for death. While in hiding, he falls in love and has lots of slow-mo sexy sex. There's an obvious twist that I won't spoil, but it's also very boring. Eventually, some guy is killed with a power drill, and while that's certainly a high point, it's not enough. But it does have a Fabio Frizzi score, and the Fabio Frizzi score doesn't make any goddamn sense with the material at all. It's really out of place. Okay, Eye in the Labyrinth, 1972, DVD and Blu-ray. This one is recommended. A woman goes looking for her missing psychiatrist boyfriend at the seaside villa inhabited with lazy rich people, LSD dealers, gangsters, and a surprisingly sympathetic trans character. I love the underused giallo setup of, my spouse is missing, I better go to our gorgeous vacation spot and take a look around. See also, Footprints on the Moon, which I'll be talking about shortly. Propelled by good music, stylish editing, this one's pretty good. Eyes Behind the Wall, 1977, DVD-R. Nasty and sleazy. All sorts of unpleasantries, and with the exception of the goblin-esque score, lacking in a lot of what I look for in this type of thing. I mostly want these as like a vehicle for like style and soundtracks and, you know, goofy arty editing and whatnots, but like this one kind of just like focuses on the grosser stuff. Eyes of Crystal, 2004, PAL. Pretty solid for a giallo that comes out in 2004, which, I mean, that doesn't fucking happen. Will Graham-esque cop hunts a serial killer obsessed by dolls and falls in love along the way. There's a lot of Seven worship going on here. It's written by the folks that brought us Demons, Opera, and Nothing Underneath. Nothing Underneath I'm going to be talking about later on in this section. It's also solid. Fatal Frames, 1996 DVD, aka Suspiria, 2000. Truly what the fuck. The balls on these people. This is awful and mesmerizing. It's like if PM Entertainment made a giallo in the 90s. Starring the director's wife, playing a pop star with her own name. And it seems that her and the director wrote all the music, and it's all terrible. The tall man from Phantasm has a pretty phenomenal cameo. Linnea Quigley plays a parapsychologist. Donald Pleasance has a small part, and his last scene is full-on jaw-dropping and implies that this film exists in the Michael Myers verse. It seems like it's self-aware at times, but mostly it's just so inept and cheesy that there's no way that it's this bad on purpose. It's too long to recommend, but if train wrecks are your things, this is worth considering. I also talk about this on the Suspense is Killing Us podcast, and I would like to formally apologize to those dudes for making them watch it. The Fifth Chord, 1971, DVD and Blu-ray. This one's top 10 for the section. So solid. Franco Nero plays a drunk reporter. Ennio Morricone provides one of his best giallo scores. It's shot beautifully by the same person that did Apocalypse Now and The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's stylish, it's creepy, it's underrated. I recommend it. Footprints on the Moon, 1975, PAL format. Primal Impulse, also known as Primal Impulse, and in that it's available on a DVD-R, which is the version that I watched. It's also available on VHS, also as Primal Impulse. This one is top 10 for this section. Beautiful, unique, a thriller of a woman haunted by dreams of Klaus Kinski and he's stranding astronauts on the moon. And worse than bad dreams, she has real-life lost time blackouts. She slowly tries to piece it together at a beautiful island hotel where she encounters the same creepy girl that you will recognize from Barren Blood, Bay of Blood, Deep Red, Who Saw Her Die. Nicoletta Elmi was truly the GOAT for creepy little girls in giallo. I only regret watching this on DVD-R. This begs for a Blu-ray release. Next time I watch it, I am sincerely going to look for just a higher res version because it looks like it's going to be gorgeous. It is gorgeous even in a washed-out DVD-R. The Forbidden Photos of a Woman Above Suspicion, 1970 DVD. This one's top 25. This is also probably my favorite Ennio Morricone score of all time. It's truly gorgeous. Has incredible sets. The film has incredible wardrobes. The plot is pretty flimsy, but if you pair it with a tall glass of J&B, You'll be fine. Formula for a Murder, 1985. PAL format and VHS. And by 1985, the giallo cycle had pretty much already peaked, but this is a pretty solid and proper faceless slasher in a trench coat. Bonus points for Children's Playground's chance, creepy doll. It's, feels like Argento homage instead of just sort of like hacky bullshit. And it's got a gratuitous use of a fisheye lens. Fox with the Velvet Tail, 1971, Blu-ray, aka In the Eye of a Hurricane. Score by Piero Piccioni. This one's top 10, and a lot of it has to do with the incredible soundtrack, an A-plus credit sequence, very stylish camera work and editing. The plot is ho-hum, but it's full of rich people in a gorgeous setting being truly awful to each other, and I like that. Also, I'm going to pretend that Sam Raimi saw this and swiped the upside-down kiss from Spider-Man. Why not? Francesca, 2015, DVD and Blu-ray. Like I referred to earlier in the Abracadabra review, same directors. This is sort of the cinematic equivalent of listening to like a Dap Kings LP. It's a meticulously faithful recreation of a lost style, and it totally worked for me. I did not mind. I liked it. French Sex Murders, 1972, Blu-ray. No, DVD, strike that. It's got all three things in the title, and a Humphrey Bogart impersonator, which is confusing at best. The good news is it's got Anita Ekberg, Rosa Baldineri, and Barbara Boucher, a couple of great Bruno Nicolai tracks, some goofy effects, 2 beheadings, but otherwise it's also like a little slow. Giallo in Venice, 1979, Blu-ray. This has marathon-length softcore sex scenes. It's got rape scenes. It's got super graphic murder scenes. A jaunty and apparently stolen soundtrack inappropriately slopped over all of the gnarly visuals. Plus, a detective on the case is constantly peeling hard-boiled eggs, throwing the shells on the floor, and stuffing his Baldwin brother-esque face. It's disgusting on a lot of levels. I recommend this only if New York Ripper is your favorite Lucio Fulci film. Alright. The Girl from Cortina, 1994, DVD. Starts out as a Sleeping with the Enemy riff, and then adds a little Diabolique flavor. It's directed by Sergio Martino's cameraman, and that dude was also the cinematographer for Troll 2. It's derivative, it's goofy, it's not great, but it's not awful. The soundtrack, however, is awful. It's like super chintzy, Casio, keyboardy. I did not care for it. The Heat of the Flame, 1976, VHS only. A murderer is stalking the Spanish countryside, and people just can't stop hang gliding. This has an excruciatingly long rape scene that becomes consensual as it goes along, which is boo and gross and boo. House of the Yellow Carpet, 1983, VHS. Another Stelvio Cipriani score. This one's recommended. It's a home invasion thriller that descends into other dark subgenres. The Predator character preys upon his host's manners in a way that reminded me of Funny Games. And while I truly believe that Michael Haneke's films work and Funny Games is a triumph is because you get a sense of the empathy that he feels for his character, there is very little empathy here, and the film suffers for it. That and some plot holes, but whatever. I liked it. It's good. I recommend it. House with the Laughing Windows, 1976, DVD. This one's probably top 10 for the section. It's a rural giallo. An artist is sent to rehab a grisly St. Sebastian mural in a country church. Our hero finds out that the original artist was using his paintings as rituals to speak to the dead, and it gets weirder from there. And this is kind of like a smaller, low-budgety type film, but it's just executed so well, and it ramps up really great. I can't recommend this enough. Human Cobras, 1971, DVD. This is a pretty mediocre crime thriller. I don't think it's a giallo. The poster, however, is pretty fantastic. And Stelvio Cipriani shows up with the score, and yes, indeed, it's got the In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida bass line. Iguana with the Tongue of Fire, 1971, Blu-ray and PAL. What a fucking title, right? Another Stelvio Cipriani score, but no In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida bass line. This has some very dodgy effects and even sketchier Irish accents, and it's a pretty fun time. It seems like neither the producers or the directors are happy with the outcome, but I've certainly seen worse. The IMDb trivia also reveals that they wanted Roger Moore for the lead, which makes me think that maybe they thought that they were making some sort of international blockbuster instead of the schlocky sleazefest that they wound up with. In the Folds of the Flesh, 1970. DVD. This one is recommended. It's super weird, overly complicated schlocky exploitation. Imagine if Guy Madden rewrote the script to the ghastly ones, and then they gave it to like a groovy late 60s European director. Like, it's weird. Plus, all the outfits are made from fabrics with patterns that are truly as mind-bending as the plot. It's a mouthful. The Killer is One of 13, 1973, Blu-ray. Slow but serviceable Spanish Agatha Christie riff with plenty of familiar faces if you're into this sort of thing. Also, there are definitely more suspects than 13, so come on, that's baloney. The Killer Must Kill Again, 1975, DVD. This has a great Tales from the Crypt style subplot. A man sees a serial killer at work. He enlists him to kill his rich wife. Then two kids steal the getaway car with the body in the trunk. But like any Tales from the Crypt style plot stretched out to feature length, there is no second act. It drags aimlessly, and it's a shame because it's a solid cast, and this could easily be a classic. But not bad. The Killer reserved 9 seats, available on PAL and DVD-R. I was loving the music for this movie, and I looked it up, and it's by Carlo Savino, who also did 13 Was a Judas, the spaghetti western Agatha Christie riff, and also 9 Guests for a Crime. So he really cornered the market on Italian Agatha Christie ripoffs with numbers in the title. Good for you, dude. Knife Plus Heart, 2018, DVD. I recommend this movie. It is absolutely and inarguably just a blendering of giallo, Jess Franco, 70s leather porn, Jean Rollin, De Palma, but it never feels derivative or overly winky, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Libido, 1965, DVD-R. Directed by Ernesto Gastaldi, who wrote a large chunk of the movies in this section. And this is heirs to a fortune in a creepy family home, peppered with gaslighting, Freudian stuff, good cast of Italian genre regulars. Suffers a little bit from fairly like pedestrian direction, and the transfer's not great. I was like, but this is pretty solid. Love Angels, 1974, VHS, aka The Red Light Girls, aka Prostituzione. And this is a movie that does not know what it wants to be when it grows up. Giallo, sure, but there's not a lot of murders. Politici, sure, or Polizzi, whatever, the Italian cop movies. There's plenty of that, sure, but also the cops will like stop being serious, and all of a sudden they'll like ogle a woman that's like walking past, and like the music goes all goofy, and like. And then they also try like some relationship melodrama, and then they try to like make it like a sex movie, and then they try to make it like an action movie, and like the tone is just all over the place. There's no consistency. Mad in Italy, 2011, DVD. Broke guy kidnaps a rich girl, but not for ransom. He just wants to torture her and cuddle. This is an unpleasant blend of edgy and moronic. And I meant edgy in quotation marks. Man with the Icy Eyes, 1971, DVD-R. This was put out by Something Weird Video. What's up, Something Weird Video? While it's certainly novel to see a poorly dubbed Italian giallo feature shot in Albuquerque, it's a little bit of a slog, but it does pick up in the second half.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome
back from
Who
Corey.
is this?
Thanks,
is this
Corey.
Jason Statham?
What? It's me,
Oh
Jason
my
Statham.
God.
Yeah, I mean, if I shave it
Starstruck.
all off, maybe I look like Jason Statham, but
Maybe next time.
with just this, it looks like, I don't know what it looks like. Put in the comments what it looks like,
Mr.
everyone.
Cool Guy.
Mr. Cool Guy. That's what I'm going for as Halloween. Mr. Cool Guy.
Mr. Cool Guy.
Every year.
So let's talk about what we just hit. We're at.
Nice.
Read this number.
Oh, hang it. Put it up high enough.
Read it.
Okay.
Read it
and weep, you guys.
Don't weep though. It's actually really good.
Joyful tears,
Joyful
baby.
tears, yeah.
It's $15,983. Woo!
Nice.
Good
Thank
job.
you so much, everybody who's been donating.
Yeah. If our next goal, this is our goal, and that's so awesome that we made it. But as a final little push, if we get to $20,000, none of you guys have to pay late fees until 2021.
People who are renters, if there's, no late fees. I mean, we've been pretty lenient on late fees because of the pandemic, but no late, zero.
Yeah,
we're just
this'll be
done with
official.
late fees. It'll be like officially no late fees.
Until 2021, which should make the rest of 2020 a little bit better, I think.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I think so.
So yeah, if we make it to 20,000, that's only, math, a little bit over 4,000 away.
Beats
so
me. Close
something like that.
Pretty close as far as I know. I'm terrible at math.
We're pretty close. So keep on pushing. Share this video.
Absolutely.
Share your love for Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Call us and donate 206-524-8554 or click
linkies.
these links below.
While you're clicking the links, pick up one of these ringer tees.
These are cool.
These are our pre-order on there. That's the official Scarecrow Video Day 2020. Also, call in. Click on the linky for one of these things if you want a badass
depending on your
Cyberpunk Scarecrow
vibe.
Video shirt. Grab the disc. Grab the disc.
Grab the disc, dude.
Well, who was that? Keanu Reeves?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
It was Keanu Reeves. You can
It
tell
was. He
because
just
he
didn't
said,
want
whoa.
to.
Someone grab my disc.
He didn't want to be
Okay.
on camera, but he's
All
here.
right.
So yeah,
gotta-
depending on your style, you want one of these, you want the retro looking telethon shirt, why not both?
Yeah, my
okay?
style's both.
Mine is too. I'm excited to pick up both of these.
Another thing that you can get on the Scarecrow store is something we've been doing for a while, but the mystery boxes.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't plug this earlier,
We
but
forgot.
today, so if you're watching today, if you get a mystery box, which is basically we have a ton of used DVDs and VHS tapes, and if you $50 gets you 5.
You take a little quiz, right?
Mhm. Yeah. We sent it in. We send you like a quiz. You tell us like what kind of movies you
Yeah.
like. Not quiz. That
So it's
sounds
like-
bad. Like a questionnaire.
Well, it's more like we try to customize it for you and what we think
Exactly.
you would like. So if you want one of us or a team of us to work on getting you the coolest stuff that is
Yeah.
like custom tailored to your likes out of the stuff we have for sale, order a mystery box. And today, only if you order a mystery box, gosh, we should have said this
Well,
earlier.
so there's 2 options for the mystery box. It's $50 for 5, and then if you pay $100, you get 12, and 12 items. And today only, we're doubling.
Double.
So you get the $50 one, you get 10. You get the $100 one, you get 24, I guess.
Yeah,
That
like
is
we
a
said, we're
sweet
bad
deal.
at math, but something like that, and that's crazy.
I think that's right. I think that my math is right for the first time in my life.
I think he's right too.
Yeah.
I think that mohawk's making you smarter, actually.
Probably.
So yeah,
Should have done this
get
earlier.
one of those. Get it for a friend if you have like a BFF or a partner or a family member and you know their taste. Fill out the questionnaire for their taste and get them like a customized gift from Scarecrow. I think that's a really unique and fun idea.
Exactly. The holidays are coming up. Halloween. Other holidays after that too. Oh, your birthday.
My birthday, December 25th. If you'd like to get me anything, it's also Christmas. So yeah, do that. That's a cool thing we're doing today. But yeah, it is almost Halloween. It's scary season here at Scarecrow Video. Scary Crow Video.
Scary Crow Video. What? We've got our Halloween section up and
Yeah.
all of our super cool pics. If you check out our Viva Physical Media episode from that we just put up earlier this week.
Yeah, we're hanging out
hanging
down
out
there.
in the Halloween section, and we'll have another episode up in a couple weeks, and we'll be going over a few more Halloween pics in that too. But yeah, if you schedule an appointment, definitely come in and check out our Halloween section.
Yeah, so basically we all choose, every staff member chooses like 10 to 15, sometimes up to like 20, whatever we really feel like, recommendations that we think people should watch during the horror season.
Yeah.
And this year we decided to like have the classics that, we all agree on to be their own thing, and then everyone has their kind of like customized personal picks. So there's a wider variety, I think, this year.
And we have such a deep bench of movies here that it's easy to have like Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Thing,
Right.
that kind of stuff taken out of the running, and it's still easy enough for all of us here to pick like 12, 15 movies, horror movies, sci-fi movies, spooky,
Yeah,
psychotronic
stuff that
things.
maybe you haven't heard of, or maybe you just haven't thought of in a while, just to kind of highlight some of the stuff that we have in the house of movies that we call Scarecrow.
And somebody had asked in the YouTube comments if the Scarecrow is haunted, and it is
The answer
haunted.
is definitely
It's definitely haunted. We don't actually have a specific story about that, but there's a video that I think was maybe also posted in the comments called Ghost Bros that you should look up that my friend Travis and I made years ago, and it is scary.
This place is definitely haunted. If you've ever been here, have you seen just this building and all the twists and turns and spooky little corners and nooks and crannies, lights flickering? We have a grand staircase.
It's
Come
true.
on.
We do have a grand staircase. Everything's
Staircase?
blue.
Did you all say staircase?
It's a staircase.
It's definitely a staircase.
Everything's blue and purple in here, so it doesn't seem as scary. But imagine it, colored, whatever the colors that they put on the Saw covers are.
Black and
Scary.
white and gray.
Black and white and like dried blood.
Yeah.
Just imagine it painted that way.
I think
Scary.
sometimes the lights in the drama room go off in the classic drama section, and that's definitely ghosts.
There's no windows in the psychotronic room, which is our horror section, so
Yeah.
that's definitely a scary
In the
place to be.
psychotronic section, no one can hear you scream. So, yeah.
Quiet you.
So yeah, it's definitely haunted. If you are a ghost hunter and you're watching, book an appointment. Come browse our shelves and also see if you can pick up any activity.
Yeah, see if there's any ghosts walking about or floating.
Maybe they'll
whatever.
talk to you. I don't know. Now that we got rid of those chairs, there might be less ghosts.
There are
Less fart ghosts.
definitely less ghosts now that we got rid of the chairs.
There's definitely less fart ghosts now that we got rid of the chairs.
They were soaked into those chairs.
Yeah.
While we're on the
Fart-soaked
topic
nightmare.
Fart soaked nightmare. Somebody who's watching, make that movie now. Fart soaked nightmare.
Please.
Not right now. Or right now. I don't know. Whatever.
When this is done.
That has nothing to do with us getting more money. I just want to see it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the psychotronic
What do
challenge.
we have
now.
lists here. Psychotronic challenge. What's the psychotronic challenge?
This has been going on for a few years now. Our coworker Jensen Ward puts this together every year. Comes up with 31 different categories for people who might need a little more guidance on how they're going to structure their October horror viewing. Crazy different categories.
But also, it's just a fun challenge.
Oh yeah, it's totally fun. Like but it does help if you are like, I don't know what to watch, but I want to watch a bunch of horror movies.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different categories that'll help you find maybe lesser seen gems or psychotronic stuff.
So it's day by day. Do we want to read all of them, or do we want to go through?
Ooh, let's read all of them.
Do we want to just read all of them? Do we want to read all of the descriptions too? Do we have time?
Yeah, give an example.
Okay. Well, I'll start with number one.
Okay.
Family time. Tired of seeing the same faces every day? Look at a movie instead, rated PG or less. Ease into it. So each it's for 31, so it's each day.
Yeah.
So, and you can play along at home, and if you do, definitely take pics or let us know what you're watching, and use the hashtag SCV Psycho Challenge.
Yes, use that hashtag on all your social medias. We'll find it, we'll like it, we'll retweet it.
Mm-hmm.
We love seeing what you guys come up with and what everyone's watching. Gives us ideas for what we want to watch too. Whoa, cool. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, do that. Show us what you're watching. If you are at a category and you need help, call us and we'll give you recommendations. Totally.
Let's just run through them.
Okay. Number 2. Do you want to go on and off?
Yeah.
Number 2 is Slumber Party. Watch one with a sleepover in it.
Nice. Day 3, stocked up. When you're in it for the long haul, you're going to need supplies. Watch something with a supply run in it.
Ooh, that's cool.
Some of these are more challenging than others.
Yeah, you gotta
and if
think
you're
outside
listening
the
and
box.
the days have passed already, just, think about it and think maybe, just try and figure out what movie you would watch then.
Yeah, or what are you doing in November anyways? Just do this. It's
Yeah,
quarantine.
whatever,
You don't have
November's
time. Okay, we got Hunkered Down. One with recluses, shut-ins, or people locked inside their homes.
Going postal, something involving the postal service or shipping or getting a delivery. Hashtag save the USPS. Definitely.
Yeah, these are really,
We do love the USPS here.
Timely.
And that reminds me again, Rent by Mail program.
Mail.
Get on our website, look it up. You can rent by mail. You can rent from our catalog all over the country.
Yeah, we still might
Wherever
do
you
a
are.
behind the scenes. You think maybe?
We'll see. We'll see if we get there.
We'll see.
We may get it behind the scenes. We may not. Apologize if we don't.
Number 6 is poll plot, one that involves elections and or voting. A little asterisk, government not required, but also make sure you guys vote. Very
Nice.
important.
Yeah, vote. Number 7, day 7. They're out to get you. One with heavy paranoia, real or imagined.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's like another level. Number 8, equal slice, one where women get top billing.
Nice.
Very important.
Day 9, OG network. See something made after 2010 with no visible cell phones, no texting while watching this one. This one's harder than you think.
Yeah,
Oh, it's mostly period pieces, but I think
if you can find one that's not like
that's not a period piece
one
that
that's
doesn't
like-
have a cell phone in it.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
Number 10. Plastique vivant. Mannequins are creepy enough standing still, but what happens when they come to life?
What does happen when they come to life?
I know, that's
the
like
movie
one of my...
Mannequin does. That's not a horror movie, but
It's kind of messed up, but one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes. Oh god, was that the ghost?
What? The ghost of Andrew McCarthy. Well, he's
Is he
not.
dead?
I don't think so.
Maybe his career. Just kidding.
Oh,
Andrew
this
McCarthy, if
next
you're
one, the
watching.
next one's in Spanish, so I apologize in advance. Que es un muro fronterizo.
It's beautiful.
Watch anything from Mexico, Central America, or South America.
Number 12, The First Wave, one made by an indigenous filmmaker or indigenous cast members.
13, Open Soar. SOAR. This
Yeah,
one
that
should
makes
focus on
sense.
flying or
That's gross.
aviation somehow. Hilarious!
Ooh,
And
number...
Jensen, we're first. Let's give a shout out again to Jensen
Yeah.
for coming up with a lot of these hilarious puns and stuff. He comes up with this
Tireless.
all on his own. So he's sitting there in his house, just puzzling over this all year, every year for you
Yes, for you. And us.
and us.
14, Monster Mile, one about cars or racing. That's
Nice.
fun.
Hell on Four Wheels must involve characters in wheelchairs.
Number 16, masks are required. You guessed it, at least one character has to wear a mask for the entire movie.
Day 17,
Which is today.
Video Store Day, 10th anniversary. It says here. It is the 10th anniversary of Video
We haven't
Store
even
Day.
mentioned
And
that.
there
Yeah,
are other,
10th.
but, we'll mention that because it isn't. We didn't come up with Video Store Day. We've just been celebrating it, and it is something that other video stores also do things for.
Yeah,
And video stores are becoming fewer and fewer, and especially the pandemic really hurt businesses like this, especially niche businesses like this. So
Yeah, independent
if
theaters,
you do have an
places
independent
like this.
video store in your town that's still open, support them for sure.
Yeah, if you don't know how, just go to their website or call and see what you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Help them out somehow. Get a movie from them. I mean, you probably have a DVD player lying around. Get a disc from them.
Yeah, totally. Or like some of them just like they sell like merch or like zines or stickers or like just do what you can, you know.
Absolutely.
Um,
Video Store Day though is you're supposed to watch something that you rented or bought from an actual video store.
And if you're unable to, you just have to watch or rent something that features a video store in it, which is fun.
Yeah.
So like Scream, for example. Randy rules.
Yeah.
So
He's better in. Is he better or worse in Scream 2?
worse than Scream 2. I think he's
Really?
the best. in
I feel bad when he
Scream.
dies in Scream 2.
Yeah, because
I do like
he
Deputy-
built up your relationship with him in
I-
Scream 1.
I do. Spoiler for
Sorry.
Scream. Spoiler for Scream 2. Sorry, Leo. Cut that part.
Wait, if my sister's watching, I'm so sorry. I know we've just started.
I do like Deputy Dewey better in Scream 2.
Oh,
He really breaks my heart.
I
in
love
that
it, David
movie.
Arquette.
Breaks my heart in that movie.
Number 18, so now this is the future. This starts tomorrow, but really you can do these anytime. 18 is Resurrectionists. Watch something that came out on one of the many awesome reissue labels that we love, like Arrow, Criterion, Bleeding Skull, Scream Factory, Indicator, Vinegar Syndrome, AGFA, etc.
Again, click the links below. We got sales going on from a
so
bunch of those
much good
labels
stuff.
right now, and they have a ton of good stuff. And we had a video from EGFA earlier today, so
Yeah.
you know,
All these things, they always include like really cool extras and bonus stuff, like interviews, and also their cover art's always
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool
yeah.
if
We
you're like
even on-
very visual.
Do you want to split it in half?
Yeah, we can do that. We can start
Yeah.
now and do the rest.
yeah,
Time?
okay. This is live, but all right.
Anyways, live TV. So we're gonna leave you with that, and then we're gonna come back and finish the rest.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. What do we have next?
Well, what do we have next? We have some horror shorts, I think,
Ooh,
coming
yeah,
up. So
we
it's
have
a
some
good
scary
lead. This
stuff.
was a real scary part. So we have some horror shorts, and then I think we'll be back, and then we're gonna come back to the second part of Corey's Giallo journey. And thanks again to Corey for putting that together. I thought it was awesome when I came and saw him do it last year, and I think it's awesome that he made it now. And I love the fireplace and everything. It's great. Good job.
Yeah,
Great
let's
job,
go
Corey.
cozy there.
But let's get ready for some spooky shorts, and then we'll be back.
Thanks.
'Tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight, in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and murmur low, hither and thither fly, mere puppets they who come and go, at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out of condor wings, invisible woe. That motley drama, oh, be sure, it shall not be forgot. With its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not. Through a circle that ever returneth into the self-same spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror, the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that writhes from out the scenic solitude. It writhes with mortal pangs. The mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fang in human gore imbued. All the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, a curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm. While the angels, all pallid and wan, affirm the play is a tragedy. Man and its hero, the conqueror worm.
Oh my God, I am dying to party with you, and I will. You're Frankie Hughes.
That's me. He doesn't like a party, but I'm running late.
Oh, totally. But could you autograph this for me?
Sure.
Man, in college, I saw Bikini Beach Psychos 5 million times. That must have been like,
Yeah, a long time ago.
yeah. Well, you're gonna be a big star again. What's your next film?
Something finally great, I hope.
Wait, where are we going? I'm gonna be late for work.
Like my perfume? It's Claret Desire.
You're in Bikini Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Ready for the next one, Henry?
Good luck, girls.
Tiffany Coley?
I loved your earlier work, but it's time for a new Queen of Scream.
Take a seat, if you can find one.
Thanks. Oh, that's an ouchie. I've got a Band-Aid. Oh, no, that's okay. It's not that bad.
Great. The star of Bikini Zombie Attack 1, 2, and 3 is here. That's like so 2001.
Oh my God, Miss Hughes? Can I have your autograph?
Lizzie Braden.
Here. Call me Liz. It's, hipper. Maybe we can get coffee afterward? Yeah, that sounds nice. Cool.
If you're giving out acting advice, tell Farm Twat to go back to Tulsa.
Aileen Warner.
Nice bracelet.
Thanks. I didn't mean what I said.
That's all right.
I just meant I didn't know the casting called for kids and seniors. When are callbacks?
We'll call you. Frankie Hughes?
Excuse me? I'm next. I've been here longer than Miss has been.
Oh, well, you can leave if you're in a hurry.
Break a leg. Really, I mean it. Bitch.
Yes. Frankie Hughes. Hi. I'm Dean Arnold. I'm the director of Blood Cell.
I love the title.
Bikini Ninjas Capture Bin Laden. It's already a classic.
You're auditioning for what? We don't have a mother or grandmother role.
Oh, no, I can play much younger.
Yes, I'm sure we can find a role for Frankie Hughes.
You're the boss. For now.
Frankie, why don't you just slate and start whenever you're ready?
Okay. Hi, I'm Frankie Hughes. John. John, wake up.
What's the matter, honey?
There's blood on the walls. Look.
For God's sake, Debbie, go back to sleep and lay off the psychotropic drugs.
No, I'm serious.
Let's try an improv.
Okay, sure.
All right. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Yes. And let it out.
Huh? Did you say something?
I'm gonna be late. Dean is dead. No, I can handle it. I'll deliver the girls after I take care of who did this.
Mother, grandmother. I'll play the monster. Hello?
Great news, honey. The blood cell people love you.
Yeah, I killed it.
The producer calls me. He's totally excited and wants to see you now.
Perfect. Give me the address.
Thank you. And now you're up. Oh. Hi.
Hey.
We're back again. Thanks for sticking with us and to the wee hours of the. It's not the wee hours. It's just the evening. We've been here doing this all day.
I hope you guys are at home with your friends or family, keeping safe, keeping warm, hanging out. Saturday night, dude. This is how I want to spend it.
I don't think I told my parents about this. I wonder if they're watching. I just told my sister, so if she's tuned in, hi Stacy.
I think my mom and my sister are watching on and off, so hey.
Yeah. I feel like yeah.
Probably.
Anyway, so
we can finish up
thanks
this
for, Thanks for the horror shorts. That was awesome. And let's get back to the Psychotronic list. We're gonna finish up reading through our the Psychotronic list, and then we're gonna jump back into Corey Brewer's Giallo picks. So don't worry, whoever was there was somebody asking about it. There are gonna be there's more Giallo. We just split it into a couple parts because it was longer. But don't worry, we're not done seeing Corey yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna leave you high and dry on more of those recommendations.
All right.
All right, so we're on number 19, which is Beyond the Darkness. Watch one with a love story in it. There is more than one way to get mushy. I like this one. Have you ever seen the movie Spring?
I love Spring.
Spring's a really good one.
Yeah.
There are a few love story horror movies.
Well, we were talking earlier with Jasmine about
Psychos in Love. Psychos in Love,
which is also sort of a parody, but I think it works. It's kind of like When Harry Met Sally, but like if it was a cheapo horror movie, a little bit like a cheapo movie about serial killers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's more than one way to celebrate.
There's a lot of movies about people being in love. I mean, I think Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, even.
Oof.
Yeah, but it has like kind of a love story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Between Henry and that lady, and then also Henry and that guy.
Man, now I kind of want to make a list. If you know me in real life, bug me to make a list about horror movies about romance, because I'll do it. So yeah, next Valentine's Day, celebrate with a horror movie.
Number 20, day 20. Hindsight is 2020. This one's got to have flashbacks in it, since looking ahead doesn't seem to be working. Am I right? Again, thanks Jensen for all the clever comments.
Thanks Jensen, and you're right.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working.
No. Number 21's Murder, She Wrote. One about pesky varmints, pests. Oh my god.
Wow.
Or creepy crawlers. Yeah. Yeah.
Or creepy crawlies. That one's great.
I
love like great slimy.
Oh, like slugs.
Slugs. I think what Susan brought up earlier for her VHS pick, or for her pick. Slugs is great. Squirm. Have you seen Squirm about the
I
killer
think,
worms?
Oh no, I have. Yeah, I have.
Squirm is a good movie. It's like one of those movies where you go like, Squirm isn't like. I think it's MST3K did it, but like it's actually one of those movies where like you like the main characters more than you should in a movie.
What's that?
Like you actually like them, and you're like, I hope these people make it away from the killer earthworms. And it's very silly. It's a lot of worms being dumped on people, and them going
What's the ant one?
Well, there's a couple of ant
The
ones.
70s ant one, I think.
Well, there's
Phase 4, yeah. That's
Phase
what
4.
I'm thinking of.
Phase 4. Oh, right, yeah. That Phase
It's
4
like
is just
really
great. I was thinking of
depressing.
Kingdom of the Ants.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
When I was a kid, my mom and I sometimes we'd stay up late. I'd stay up late. She would stay up late, but I would be up late watching movies with them. We did horror movies on TV or whatever. And we came across Kingdom of the Ants, which is with I'm not gonna remember who's in it, but it's like 70s horror movie. But it's these giant ants, and it's like they get lost in the Florida Everglades, and it's like it's great, but it's these giant ants after them. So let's keep going on this though.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Murder, She Wrote.
Okay, so now you're at Merkin.
Murder. No, we're at Murder, She Wrote. We did that one.
Yeah.
Merkin. Whoops. Merkin, something underwater or ocean related. It sure is dark down there. What was that?
23. Arrest in the Peace is another way of saying dramatic pause. Morricone soundtracks only.
R.I.P. Morricone, the
so
greatest composer of all time.
We have an R.I.P. section downstairs for him right now.
Still, yeah, fucking.
We don't want to get rid of
Morricone. Some of my favorite music of all time. R.I.P. Morricone. The Maestro. At the gig, something with live band scenes.
Oh my gosh, I have, I don't know if it has live band scenes, but I have Trick or Treat rented out right now. I'm excited.
I'll bet it does.
I bet it does. It has Ozzy in it. Number 25, Hey Baby, Can You Dance to It? This one has to have at least one substantial dancing scene in it. Whoa, what a good double feature, though.
Next up, Don't Mess with Texas. And I think we're all thinking the same movie. But there are other Texas.
There are other ones.
What to get? Watch one set. Cut. Deep in the heart of Texas. I was supposed to sing that. I didn't know, Jensen. I apologize for butchering your funny pun.
Okay, number
Can't
27 is Alkabulin. Did I say that right?
Probably.
Watch something from the second largest continent.
Okay. Oregon Trail, a road tripper where people get picked off one by one. Kind of like this challenge, eh?
Dang. 29, One Night in Ape Canyon. Watch a Bigfoot story.
Oh, nice. Bring It On Home. Day 30, something filmed in Seattle.
Ooh, fun.
May not be home for all of you who are watching, but it is home
but it's our home.
For us, so, There are some good horror movies filmed here, or they at least take place here.
And number 31, I Remember Halloween. Something from the Halloween franchise or anything with trick-or-treating in it. You did it. Another successful challenge achieved. Now you can stuff yourself with candy and listen to the Misfits.
Mine says, or Bauhaus.
Mine does too, but I wasn't sure if it was just mine. Awesome. So yeah, that's it. You're gonna love the challenge. It's cool. Also, yeah, hashtag SCV Psycho Challenge. Let us know what you're watching.
And keep donating. Again, here we are. We just got the update, actually, so we should show that.
Yeah. Once we hit 20,000, no more late fees until 2021. So let's
very close.
End this year on a good note. No more late fees,
Seriously.
dude. Hold on to that movie an extra day or two.
And
Watch
also,
some stuff.
if we get to 20,000, that just helps us stay open for longer. And
That's amazing.
That's
That's
an amazing
incredible.
thing right now. So,
206-524-8554. Check out the links below to help us out.
And and so here we're gonna go back to Corey Brewer with more stuff about Giallos. He's gonna keep talking. So, crack that J&B Scotch.
Midnight Ripper, 1986. Pal, directed by Lamberto Bava, a.k.a. Midnight Killer, a.k.a. You'll Die at Midnight. Lamberto Bava takes all the tricks he learned working for his dad and Argento and put them to work in this mid-80s giallo slasher. Man finds out his wife's been having an affair, she winds up dead, he's the main suspect. There's a scene where a woman defends herself against the murderer with a kitchen mixer. De Palma nods, Simonetti score, this one keeps it moving, and very watchable. The Murder Clinic, 1966 DVD. Another Gastaldi script, Gothic period piece, nice yellow flavor. It satisfies the candelabra walking down a dark hallway cravings if you've got those. I know I do. This disc was on a triple feature DVD with The Loners and the Naughty Schoolgirls. Now, I didn't watch those, but I looked up the plot for the Naughty Schoolgirls, and apparently they raffle off their virginities to buy the school a new bell. Sure. Murder Obsession, 1981. Blu-ray, DVD. This is also on a double disc filed under Terror Tales Volume 3 as Fear. Also in this section. So if you want to rent it get a couple movies, get your money's worth, you could rent that one. Top 25 for this section. And it starts out as a fairly tame, leisurely pace, gothic horror, dips into some great surreal nightmare sequences, and then goes straight into an action-packed second half. Really good momentum. Murder Secret, 1988, PAL. This one's top 25. Highly recommended. I heard this was in a Lucio Fulci Presents box set, but his involvement seems minimal. But fear not, this movie is rad. What starts as a fairly mundane setup, a family going to a long-lost aunt's country villa, but the aunt isn't around and the caretaker seems weird. And then they start dying. This all sounds fairly rote, but this thing delivers. This has a lot of 80s slasher flavor, and in a good way. My Dear Killer, 1972, DVD. This one's recommended. Directed by Tonio Valeri, who everyone forgets directed My Name is Nobody because Sergio Leone walked on set once. Cool Morricone score, few unusual kills, considerable restraint in this Lee's department, and a full-on Agatha Christie-style killer reveal. I've owned this soundtrack for years, and it was nice to put the film to the score because the score's really lovely. The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, 1971, Blu-ray, DVD. Directed by the same person that did Red Queen Kills 7 Times, which I'll talk about later. A rich playboy keeps bringing women back to his decaying mansion to murder in front of a painting of his dead true love, until he meets the right one and settles down. Happily ever after. Wait, no. Of course not. The Bruno Nicolai score is a total banger. The movie is fine. Night of the Scorpion, 1972, Blu-ray. Pretty solid story of a creepy family in a creepy house with a creepy past, but a solid star gets knocked off for a scene where a kitten is poisoned, and it looks too realistic. Yeah, I'm not convinced that they did something, they gave this kitten Alka-Seltzer or something, which it doesn't look well. I didn't care for it. 9 Guests for a Crime, 1977, PAL format. If you're only going to watch one Italian ripoff and then there were none, be sure to watch Mario Bava's $5 for an August Moon. But if you're going to do 2, 9 Guests for a Crime will do the job. Nothing Underneath, 1985, PAL and VHS. I recommend this movie. A Yellowstone park ranger sees visions of his supermodel twin sister being attacked with scissors in Milan. We're twins, so this sort of thing happens. So he hops on a plane, meets Detective Donald Pleasance, and they go to a Wendy's salad bar to talk about the case. Pino Donaggio on the score. On the Edge, VHS, 1973. Better known as The Killer with 1,000 Eyes, but spoilers, the killer has 2 regular-ass eyes. There's a truly odd scene where a fancy lady gets really aroused while watching a cockfight. So I guess bloodlust? Perfume of the Lady in Black, 1974. DVD. This one is top 10. Sylvia, our protagonist, navigates real-world tensions and menace while grappling with suppressed memories of familial trauma. Gorgeous lighting, great wallpapers, floral prints. They're all used to great effect to slow-boil claustrophobic like Alice in Wonderland mental break. Just a little political critique of British colonization in Africa, and you got a giallo that uses the traditional visuals while creating something quite unique. Phantom of Death, 1988, PAL and VHS. Top 10. This one's wild. Michael York plays a brilliant pianist, Pino Donaggio on the score again, who gets progeria and becomes a maniac killer. And after killing his girlfriend, he gets Edwidge Fenwick pregnant, and Donald Pleasance is the detective on the case. Featuring York repeatedly calling Pleasance Daddy in a series of threatening phone calls. Edwidge Fenwick keeps her clothes on for once. And some gory kills, but by comparison, a restrained film for the person that brought us Cannibal Holocaust. Worth it alone to watch York and Pleasance engage in some scenery-chewing competition, but York easily wins. Pleasance is pretty checked out. But he occasionally kicks into high gear, and it's worth the wait. Play Motel. 1979, Blu-ray, DVD. A few tame murders, a lot of softcore sex scenes. There's apparently a hardcore version out there. And a weird country fried theme song that gets played over and over again. It's definitely odd for the genre. The good. It clearly doesn't take itself too seriously, which is kind of pleasant. The civilian couple investigating the mystery is pretty charming, and there's a straight-up ripoff of Serge Gainsbourg's Je t'aime, moi non plus, complete with moaning. Police are blundering in the dark, 1975, Blu-ray. Models are going missing, and who's behind this? There's so many suspects, how are we going to find the killer? Yada yada. The obvious way to find the killer is that the nudie photographer is going to have to go into his mad scientist lab and cook up a machine that photographs people's thoughts. Yeah, exactly. Also, if you ever want to watch a nude woman slowly removing her makeup and then eat a sandwich, this is the movie for you. The Possessed, 1965, Blu-ray. This one's in the top 25 for this section. It's dreary, it's dreamy, art house noir. This is way more Antonioni than Argento. The same director as The Fifth Chord, and written by the director of Death Laid an Egg. It's great. It's really downbeat, though. Puzzle, 1975, PAL format. Recommended. A man with amnesia confronted with heavy criminals looking for a pile of money slowly realizes that he might be a bad dude. Until the fantastic and bonkers chainsaw climax, it's a lot of like, oh, this is like Wait Until Dark. Oh, that part's like Charade. The ending is absolutely worth the wait. Pajama Girl Case, 1977, available on Blu-ray and DVD. This is a very bleak and melancholy Australian set giallo featuring Ray Milland as a cranky old detective. I guess Donald Pleasance was busy. Full of rampant misogyny, inventive use of timelines, Riz Ortolani discovering the arpeggiator on a synth, and a vocalist that sounds like Marianne Faithfull, but isn't. Disorienting in its treatment of our main character and in the brutality she faces. Sometimes it's compassionate, sometimes it's sleazy. This one's not fun, but it's something. The Red Queen kills 7 times, 1972, Blu-ray DVD. Top 25. You want to guess how many murders this has in it? Go ahead and check that DVD box. 2 sisters inherit a castle, but it's got a curse. Or does it? I could have used a bit more spooky castle action or a little more psychedelia, but it's fun. It's got an A+ Bruno Nicolai score. Really good. Scenes from a Murder, 1972, VHS. AKA The Killer is on the Phone. Another Stelvio Cipriani score. Recommended. Telly Savalas languidly flicking open a large switchblade and wearing the world's coolest sunglasses while Stelvio Cipriani's score plays in the background. I mean, that's it. That works for me. He stalks an amnesiac actress around Belgium. Why not? Short Night at Glass Dolls, 1971, DVD. Score by Morricone. This one's top 25 for this section. It's unconventional, very original. Politics, satanic sex cults, missing women, all from the perspective of a man in the morgue who everyone thinks is dead. I like this one a lot more on second viewing. First time around, I think I was in the mood for like Black Glove Killers, and it just didn't click. But the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, this movie fucking rules. Sister of Ursula, 1978, DVD. This is about 20% giallo and about 80% softcore porn. The violence is nastier than I care for. There's a dildo murder. And the movie in general is decidedly not for me. But if anything I just described sounds like it's your cup of tea, go nuts. The Slasher is the Sex Maniac, 1972, Blu-ray. Also available on VHS as The Slasher. Also available on PAL as So Sweet, So Dead. Also available on DVD as So Sweet, So Dead. This one is more sexist and more homophobic than your average giallo, and considering the genre, if you have to mention it, it means something. Not a lot in the way of style or originality, but it does have a moment where the score sounds like an Italian session musician trying to sound like Pharoah Sanders, and it's during a sex scene, and it's incredible. The composer wrote the jazz stuff on for Deep Red, the stuff that's not Goblin. There's also apparently a version of this film released under the title of Penetration, which features Harry Reams, and you guessed it, penetration. But I don't think that version's ever been released on home video. Slaughter Hotel, 1971. Blu-ray and DVD. Lots of nudity. That is surprisingly graphic for 1971. And a few murders here and there. Some cool stylish camera work. One scene had the wrong dialogue dubbed over it. In other scenes, you can hear the vinyl LP that they're pulling the soundtrack from skip. Klaus Kinski shows up and does nothing. Smile Before Death, 1972. DVD-R. This is a bit more of an erotic whodunit, but it does have a score with Etta Del Orso, previously discussed, Morricone's primary vocalist. The first 2/3 play like a pervy predecessor to the Basic Instinct Poison Ivy exploitation movies of the early 90s. But in the last act goes through so many twists, I was genuinely impressed. It's sleazy and stupid, but not without its charms. And the same person directed Amok, which I quite liked. Same year, too. Busy Dude. Spider Labyrinth, 1988 DVD. This one's recommended. Starts as a low-budget and fairly slow-paced Argento worship with some nods to Suspiria, Tenebrae, Inferno, but then when the climax kicks in, it goes full-on Hong Kong horror. I was into it. Spirits of Death, 1972, PAL format, aka White Dress for Marielle. Decadent party in an old castle with mystery murders starring Luigi Pistilli. No, it's not Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, but it did come out the same year. So in 1972, it was apparently a very bad time to go to parties in Italian castles and mansions. That dude had it locked down. Strange Color of Your Body's Tears, 2013, Blu-ray DVD. This one's probably in the top 10 for the section. When I rewatched it to write up these reviews, I watched it with headphones on, and it was very satisfying. These two, Catet and Forzani, are truly the masters of abstract ASMR horror movies. Strip Nude for Your Killer, 1975, Blu-ray, DVD. This one's top 10 for the section. It is sleazy as hell, and it is top-notch. This is Edwidge Finch's cutest haircut. Between that and a glass of J&B being runneth over, being poured by a black leather motorcycle murderer, 5 stars. Though, I'm going to take it down to 4 stars because I hate saying the title out loud. And there's other stuff I didn't like about it, like a pretty dicey joke that is a little button at the end that I didn't care for. Submission of a Woman, 1992, DVD. Rape Revenge. It is my least favorite subgenre, so I really dreaded checking this one off my to-do list when I was going through all these. And this was certainly terrible, but it's not as graphic as I was worried about. Also, it opens with a blowout body double style fake out, and the score is a straight up ripoff of Twin Peaks. Like, straight up ripoff. If it's homage, it's horribly done. If it's outright stealing, it's also horribly done. And those are the most entertaining parts. And you can get those in like the first 15 minutes. Symphony in Blood Red, 2010, DVD. This is stupid and ugly. And unfortunately, it's also terrible. And I suppose it's nice that stupid sleazy giallo are still getting made, but this is 100% how wrong giallo nostalgia can go. Managed to even fuck up a Simonetti cameo. And there's an introduction by Lloyd Kaufman that is fucking moronic. I hated it. Trauma, 1978, Blu-ray. Actual dialogue from this movie. You're so horny, and that's why I love you. Not to be confused with the other movie in this section called Trauma that also came out in 1978, but luckily that one's better known as Enigma Rosso / Red Rings of Fear. And this one's in Spanish, so you can kind of differentiate them. And you can guess the twist from the jump, but the premise is creepy. It's got a bed and breakfast with murders happening at it. The effects are occasionally surprisingly solid. The main dude looks like a guy who I nicknamed Swingin' John Hodgman. And as you can guess from the quote, there's lots of nudity. The outfits in the soundtrack are also pretty solid. It's the same director as Dragonfly for Each Corpse, which I also liked. And The same director did the Wolfman versus Vampire Woman. Winning. Whatever. Tropic of Cancer, 1972. PAL format. Co-directed by two dudes. One that did Goodbye Uncle Tom, and another one that did a bunch of Django movies. So for all of you folks that want to just like watch all of the movies that Tarantino referenced, this is somehow, for his Django movie, this is somehow adjacent. And it's sure enough, it's a blend of giallo and mondo, and it's set in Haiti, so you know what that means. It's got both racism and graphic animal cruelty. And it was a really gross reminder of why I don't even try watching mondo movies anymore. The basic plot is a couple on vacation runs into their old doctor friend, and he's been cooking up some wild drugs for the locals, and, some black glove murders start happening. He also takes them on a tour, shows them local customs. The giallo touches were a nice break from the mondo stuff. Like, there's some trippy drug hallucinations, but overall I just did not care for this a bit. However, Piero Umiliani turns in a fucking fantastic score. But yeah, if you have the stomach for mondo, this is a true oddity, and, go for it. Tulpa, 2012, DVD. A business lady is a member of a super dorky sex club, and someone starts killing off other members. She thinks she's next, and other people think she did it. Featuring an outlandish carousel barbed wire murder that was actually pretty funny. Ubaldo Terzani Horror Show, 2010, Blu-ray DVD. A young director who's plagued by violent nightmares goes to a pulp horror writer's house to collaborate on a script. And they have a party together, and ta-da! It gets weird. Great effects for what's clearly a low-budget affair, but the oversaturated digital look was a bit ugly, and the overuse of dream fake-outs was egregious. Egregious! Egregious Philbin! Shoutouts to Harris Whittles, R.I.P. Plus, the horror fan in a horror movie trope is a little bit underbaked. But the titles that the pulp horror writers' books have are fucking A+. The Night Marta Dreamt of Her Death, and The Woods Have 1,000 Eyes. I would totally read those books. Violent Bloodbath, 1974 VHS. To quote Nelson Muntz, I can think of at least two things wrong with that title. This came out the same year as The Living Dead of Manchester Morgue, and it's the same director. You can find that in the zombie section. Awesome, but misleading title aside, it's got a solid Tales from the Crypt style plot that's pretty fun. A judge on vacation is confronted with copycat crimes of murderers he's sentenced to death. Also, in the middle of a fancy ballroom party, an MC announces a lobster eating contest, and all the contestants are ladies in bikinis. So, that happens. The Washing Machine, 1993, PAL, DVD-R. Another one from our Cannibal Holocaust director. And once again, it's recommended. Delightfully trashy Skinamax 90s giallo comedy. This film opens with a woman having sex in the door of an open refrigerator while her sister watches from the stairs, and then accompanies the lovemaking by playing a triangle. And it really just gets weirder from there. The triangle player has visions of finding the fridge fucker dismembered in the washing machine. A detective is sent out and finds that there isn't a body. The investigation and many goofy sex scenes ensue. Everyone's trying to have sex with this detective guy. It's got a Simonetti score that is great and borders on self-parody. I mean, which works because the whole thing feels like parody, but it sort of clicked for me. Watch Me When I Killed, 1977, aka The Cat with the Jade Eyes. This one's top 25. From the director of The Bloodstained Shadow, we have a totally solid entry here, with the killer sending menacing, noisy sound collages to his targets. A score that rips off Goblin in a totally charming way. A killer motive reveal that was unique enough to please anyone that's seen too many of these movies. The Weekend Murders, 1970, Blu-ray, DVD. Recommended. Giallo-esque comedy, set in Britain, classic reading of a will in a big old house scenario. Very stylish camera work. Sometimes it was so outrageous that I wasn't sure if it was parody again, because it is sort of has comedic elements. But cliches or not, I was totally into this, and the score's good. What Have They Done to Your Daughters? 1974, Blu-ray PAL, a.k.a. The Coed Murders. Top 25. An investigation into a 15-year-old girl's apparent suicide unveils a child prostitution ring that implicates a bunch of the upper crust. And the cops investigating the case have great chemistry, and the film is almost drugged down by spending too much time ogling nude actresses that are portraying teenage girls. The disconnect between this and the film's postscript warning of like children in danger is its main flaw, but that's old school exploitation approach. Like, you get away with it because if at the end you're like, no, we're trying to expose this, blah, blah, blah. But, which I guess is sort of an old-timey approach for 1974. But this has a top-notch Stelvio Cipriani score. The motorcycle-suited butcher knife murderer is totally good. I like this better than the other movies in the Schoolgirl trilogy, which I've mentioned before. What Have They Done to Solange in the Stalker section, Enigma Rosso in this section. The overall of the three, the score for What Have They Done to Solange has the best score. It's got an Ennio Morricone score that's just fucking fantastic. It's worth watching for the score alone. Whirlpool, 1970, Blu-ray. A former model aunt and her photographer nephew lure young models back to their mansion for strip poker and three-way photo shoots. But the nephew's sadistic streak pushes the plot into a very unpleasant climax. A fine score by Stelvio Cipriani and really great costumes, but I much prefer the same director's Black Candles or Vampires. Like, both those movies I liked a bit more than this one. This one's a bit nasty for my taste. Who Saw Her Die? 1972 DVD, directed by Aldo Lado, Short Night of Glass Dolls, Night Train Murders. I didn't like the Night Train Murders. George Lazenby searches Venice for the person who murdered his daughter, Nicoletta Elmi, the MVP of Giallo Kid actors. It's hard to nail down a suspect when the entire city seems like it's entirely populated with pedophiles and creeps. How do you pare it down? Everyone is super gross in this. But I really like that the murderer's gloves were black lace instead of black leather. It's a nice touch. There's a hypnotic and repetitive Morricone score that keeps things going along. But with all the talent involved, I kind of expected a little bit more. But it could possibly improve upon repeat viewings. Who knows? Without Trace, 1975 DVD, a.k.a. Calling All Police Cars, a.k.a. The Maniac Responsible. Directed by the guy who did Eye in the Labyrinth that I talked about earlier. This is a sleazy tale of a missing teenager, the investigation, which leads to all manner of creeps. Spoilers, again, like Who Saw Her Die, every guy in this movie is some sort of creep. Yeah, it also sort of a lot like What Have They Done to Your Daughters? Like, is just everyone a creep? Answer, probably. Unfortunately. Here's a few ways that they cram nudity into the plot. An autopsy. An unconscious lady gets an abortion in the nude. And there's a teen prostitution ring. Call me a prude, but I found that all very unpleasant. The good moments. The main actor gives off some real Burt Reynolds vibes with his stash and outfits, and the soundtrack had some really nice Kraftwerk-ian moments that I actually rewound so I could hear it again. And our final installment, Witness to Murder, 1972, VHS only, aka The Student Connection. This movie is very recommended. Ray Milland is a boys' school owner and doctor who is having an affair with one of the students' moms. He hires a hitman to kill her husband. The hitman blows up an airplane that he's on. So everybody goes. Ray Milland snaps. He kills the hitman, and one of his students sees it. And it just escalates after that. It's got Hitchcock flavor of watching like a somewhat sympathetic murderer trying to cover up his own tracks and shit. Ray Milland does a solid job compared to the other giallo that we saw him in. Genre staples like Ercole, who directed the Deathstalks films, and Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion, so it's got that going. They did the script. Stelvio Cipriani did the score. It is criminal that this is only available on VHS. This movie is really good. It deserves a Blu-ray, etc. Thank you for watching. I know this is long. Thank you for making it to the end. Thank you to Scarecrow for having me. I hope this has been educational and informational. And I hope that you can... I hope this helps you find a film that you will enjoy watching.
Back up.
Uh,
Just kidding.
Okay.
There were no technical difficulties, but Will went to all the trouble of making that cool slate, and so we wanted to.
We wanted to show it off.
We wanted to
a
show
little.
it.
I don't think we did it earlier during our technical difficulties.
Well, I don't think we
but
could.
couldn't.
I think we couldn't because the technical difficulties are that YouTube didn't like us anymore.
Do you change your hair up a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's sticking up pretty high
It
now.
smells
right?
like Elmer's glue.
Well, maybe that's just what my hair normally smells like.
Cool.
It is cool. It's very cool.
Thank you guys again for all of your support during Video Store Day. We really couldn't. We actually could not literally be here without you.
No, that's the whole thing.
It's actually serious.
We are actually keeping the store open through people who donate to the store and people who are even from afar going even if you don't shop here, that you just that we exist.
Yeah, you talk about us, or
what?
you dumb
Absolutely.
tweets we do. Literally anything you do that is involving us, keeps us going. So, Thank you so much. We have some more thank yous.
We got some more thank yous. We got some more donors, some more thank yous.
Yeah.
So let's go through those. Is it me first? Let's do it. We got Andrew. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks.
Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Tucker. Ashley. Ben Judah. Kara. Matthew. Thank all of you. Thank you all
guys.
for all of your donations. It's awesome. Greg.
Greg.
We know Greg.
We know
Volunteer Greg. Hi, Greg. Are you watching? I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, hi.
Hey.
Anyway, Greg says, hey, help keep Scarecrow alive and well. Greg's a regular donor, too. So. Thanks, Greg. And there's Leo. Hey, Ben Horak, my friend. My boy Ben Horak. Oh.
Thanks,
hi,
Ben.
Oh, he sent me a nice message earlier today. Said break a leg. So
Oh, thank you, Ben.
I hope
You're
I
the
did.
best.
I hope I did good for you, buddy. I hope I did good for you. And then thanks to Deanna also for your donation.
Thanks, Ian, who says, thanks to Emily and Kevin. You've been great today.
Ah, shucks.
Thank you.
No.
Thanks, Ian.
Oh, Ian. We'll do parties when there's no more coronavirus.
Neil, thank you, Neil. Paul says, thanks for everything. No, Paul. Thank you.
Oh, Paul's a regular, too. I recognize Paul. Paul, thank you for everything. Thanks for coming in and renting from us forever. So.
Our old co-worker, ex-co-worker, Rias.
Oh.
Thank you, Rias,
Thanks,
so
Rias.
much.
Oh,
We miss
yeah.
you.
Miss you.
Leo
Leo says, Rias.
Leo's calling to
He's
you
behind
from
the camera.
beyond.
Yeah.
Thank
That was
you.
the ghost.
From beyond.
The ghost.
It's haunted
The
with the ghost of
Scarecrow, Miss Rias.
It's haunted by the ghost of Leo, who's still alive and right there.
Yeah,
And
it's
somehow
weird.
it's his ghost is haunting the store.
Ouch.
He got eaten by that chair earlier. I mean.
Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. Carl.
Oh my God, Carl, who used to. Should we say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Carl used to own the store.
Yeah, Carl used to own the store. Carl rules. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Carl,
Carl.
actually. Looking at this. Daniel.
Miss you too, Carl. Nope. I don't know. Don't do that too much.
We're going to just keep blowing kisses because it's that time of
If
night.
we know you, we'll blow you a kiss. Sorry. Ben, I forgot to blow you a kiss.
If you want us to blow you a kiss, donate $10 right now, and we will donate a kiss to you.
We'll blow you a kiss.
Daniel, thank you. Daniel says, love Corey.
Ah, we love Corey too. We love Corey too. Corey was actually on my podcast, The Suspense is Killing Us, and
Oh yeah, what are you going to talk about a little bit?
well, I'm just gonna say it's a
About that
Matt,
episode.
Matt also, who was on earlier, is the co-host along with Travis Vogt, who used to work here, and we talk about different
about movies.
suspense movies, and I had it pulled up here, and now it is gone. Anyway,
It's haunted
we
up there.
I forgot what movies we talked about on Corey's podcast. Oh yeah, here we go. But we talk about murder suspense movies. The point is that most of the movies we watch we get from Scarecrow. All of the movies are available here. So Corey was on an episode we called cleverly, I think, Giallo Shots. And
I love that. How did I miss that one?
Corey was on there. We guessed and we talked about Blade in the Dark, Delirium, and Fatal Frames, which I'm sure he covered in his thing. So anyway, there we go. Yeah.
Again,
thanks Corey for filming
thank
that
you
thing
so
for
much,
us.
Corey. Also, if you're interested, I'm pretty sure that the list of those films that he talks about is going to be available either on our website, or you can send a message to our socials. We can get that for you if you're interested in those.
I think
some
it's
of those
available
films.
somewhere, but Corey's got the list somewhere, so we'll
get it.
figure out how to put it up. So we'll talk to him and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so we are really close to our second stretch goal of $20,000.
I'm not going to shave. I mean, I did that already.
I mean, he's going to shave the rest of that probably, but he's going to do that anyway. But yeah, if we make it to 20,000, we're going to eliminate all late fees until 2021. So that is awesome. That'll let you hold on to that movie a couple days extra without having to worry about paying us a late fee. It's
great.
It's great. This is an opportunity not to be missed. It'll also help us really get more money than we thought we would and keep this store alive and being able to buy new stuff, do events and community outreach. And
it's already been a great video Store Day Telethon.
It's been so weird because we weren't really sure.
This is the first time we've done this, and so we were all kind of we'll see. But it's going great, and so thanks everybody who's been tuning in.
It's still been a
thanks
party.
Everybody who contributed to content to the thing too. By the way, thanks to all the people I reached out to. Ivan and Laird and Tommy. Thanks for. I don't know if you're watching, but
thanks, Zach.
And Zach Carlson sent us the thing, but it was late for the dance thing because Leo had already cut it together.
But we still appreciate it.
We will.
That's going up
we
somewhere.
We will post that at some point somewhere. So Zach, your dance to the because we know how much you love Miami Connection, and so don't worry, that's going up somewhere sometime. But it didn't make the cut just because it was too late. But thanks to everybody for posting that stuff.
Yeah. We are going to give a shout out to someone for finishing their film. Wes, I don't have the.
I thought you had it.
Wes Hurley.
Leo.
And we're going to give a shout out to Wes Hurley, who just wrapped his feature film, Potato Dreams of America, today. Awesome, dude. Completing something, a movie nonetheless. I've never done it.
Shot at Scarecrow.
Shot here at Scarecrow. I think you know more about this than I do. Do you?
I don't.
Leo
knows more about it. Leo, hey, here
Leo.
He comes from behind the camera. It's Leo.
Yeah. Wes is a customer. Somebody who comes in the store, included us in his film, had a section of the film where characters come to a video store and came in here. And this is a local production with tons of local community artists participating. It's exactly the sort of thing the Seattle film community needs. So great job, Wes.
Congrats,
so proud
Wes.
of you for completing your film.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Awesome job, Wes. We do have in our literature room, we have a section just for local filmmakers as well. So if you are a local filmmaker and you just made a movie and you're like, I don't know how, I mean, I know I can submit it to festivals, etc., etc. If you want your movie at Scarecrow available to rent, we can do that. Just give us a copy of your movie. We'll put it in the shelves. We'll make it available to rent. We'll put it in our system. You can tell everyone that they can rent your movie here at Scarecrow.
I mean, here's only 3 of the movies you can rent from our local section, and in no way is this. These are movies I made. There's Hamburger Dad, of course, made by myself and Will Long, who did the artwork you see here. I did the artwork on the cover, so it's worse. And then these are 2 things that Travis Houghton I made. Steel Fire Warriors, feature-length, post-apocalypse. Actually, this is pretty apt right now because it feels sort of like this is where the world is heading. Anyway, it's a comedy, though. It's a comedy, post-apocalypse comedy, and then Adventure Buddies.
Oh, that one's I've seen that one.
It's a funny 6-episode series where Travis and I are idiots in an action movie, basically. For 6 episodes. Anyway,
yeah, so
but not only those things, but you can get all kinds of other stuff in the local section.
If you want your video in the same video store as fucking Martin Scorsese's videos, you can do it. Just give us your movie and we will let it be rented out to the public.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, give us a call, 206-524-8554.
Buy something.
If you want to donate, buy something, rent something. We still have lots of great deals online. We still have probably copies of the things that we showed you earlier.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to rent something, put something on hold, do that. Give us a call, tell us why you love us, give us a donation. Whoa, tell us how cool Kevin's hair is looking right now.
Please tell us how cool my hair looks right now.
Please tell us in the chat also how cool his hair is looking.
Absolutely. Tell us how cool my hair looks and how good Emily's skin looks.
Yeah. And click the links below. And you know what? I've had a fun time today.
yeah, it's been pretty good.
This has been pretty good.
Anyway, we got coming up Monster
Planet,
which is going to be
wacky.
It's like music and
50 minutes of improvised music whilst walking around Scarecrow.
There you go. 50 minutes of improvised music,
visual,
and walking around Scarecrow. It's going to be awesome. Monster Planet normally does a live show, but of course, all live shows are gone now for the time being.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a good taste of Monster Planet. So
yeah, this is cool.
Here you go. Cool. Bye for now.
Good.
video. Video. Scarecrow 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 video.
Something reached out for it. A warning that human beings must not try to reach beyond death. I don't know. No one will ever know. And yet, perhaps the time will come when the door to infinity will open.
There you go.
Hey, check this out. We are at $19,093 right now, which is insane.
We're so close to 20.
We are so close to 20,000, which is our extended goal. If we hit 20,000, no more late fees 2020.
Like 2020.
Dude, fuck 2020. No more
Right?
late
No
fees,
late
right?
fees. No late
Do
fees
something
all
for
2020.
yourself and donate to Scarecrow Video. No more late fees. You're helping us, an awesome organization with every single movie that you can think of that's ever been out. We have them here. If you want to keep this resource...
This guy been here the whole time?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, let's keep going.
If you want to keep this awesome resource and make this stuff available to you, your family, your friends, if you want to make us stick around for longer and have this stuff that you can just rent whenever you want, whenever you feel like it, without worrying about if a website's going to take away that choice for you, donate to us today. Like I said earlier, Netflix has 5,000 movies. We have over 133,000 titles. That's crazy. Don't let the man tell you what to watch.
I'm terrible at math, and looking at these numbers, I know that even I know that we're less than $1,000 away from $20,000.
We're less than $1,000 away.
Super close.
That's
well,
so
super
crazy.
Close.
Look at those numbers.
Look at them. Look at those
just
numbers.
Look at these numbers.
Look at those numbers.
You know some other numbers?
Go on.
Our phone number, 206. Wait, now I just forgot our phone number.
Don't actually give out your own phone number.
Call me, 425. I'm just kidding. But say our phone number because I actually blanked.
206-524-8554.
8554.
Give us a call. We are closing soon, so don't call us. I mean, if you call us after 8 o'clock our time, Pacific time, we're going to not answer the phone. But call us tomorrow. We'll be open then. You can still call and buy stuff.
If you're thinking of making a donation, you're like, I'll wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till tomorrow.
Don't wait till
you can do it tonight.
But you can also click the little clicky links below here and keep donating. And you can donate all the time to Scarecrow. And you can also buy stuff from Scarecrow all the time.
Literally all the time.
Online. And you can get the cool shirt. I don't have the picture right now, but you can get this cool shirt.
This cool
First of
shirt,
all, if I can get this cool shirt.
The white and blue, awesome retro-looking Raider shirt.
Both designed by the same guy, by
Very
Will
cool.
Long, who designed the cool
If you
slates
see
that we've
Will,
had.
say hi. We promise he's super nice. We swear to God. He designed these shirts. They're awesome. We have that pin for $5. We have a lot of great stuff. We still have sales on videos and DVDs. But we're really trying to hit this 20,000 goal before we go home tonight. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna go home till we hit it.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go home.
Yeah, I know. I probably am
We're
too.
probably both gonna go home. We're probably both gonna go home.
But we
at
don't
some
want to.
point.
We don't want to though until we hit that 20,000.
We want to hit that 20,000.
We really do, and it's
Well-
so close. It only takes 2 rich people to donate $500 each. That's all it takes. I swear to God.
That's true.
So
I never thought about it.
Think about giving back. You know, it's
about
2020. It sucks for all of us, but you'll feel good if you do this. We'll feel awesome if you do this, and you're also helping not only us but just your community and helping keep that resource available to everyone.
God, yeah, you said a whole bunch of stuff.
Like, am I gonna cry? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I
Who knows
haven't
what's
said
gonna
anything
happen.
in a while. I feel like maybe.
I know. I need to cry. Am I gonna make you cry?
Maybe. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, if you want to see Kevin cry, donate $100 and I'll make him cry.
If you want to see me cry, watch Titanic with me.
And me, I'll be there too because we love that movie.
We do love Titanic.
We really love Titanic. You can rent
I'm
Titanic
crying
here.
just thinking about it.
Oh my God.
The part with I don't know.
How about the part where they're dancing in third class?
I mean,
that's how
amazing.
we feel right now. We are dancing our hearts out on third class. We know we're gonna go down with the ship, but we don't care because we want to keep all these movies.
Well, no, but the ship isn't going down.
This isn't the ship. The ship is the end of the night.
Oh, okay. The ship is the end of the night.
But Titanic's memory is forever, and
Yeah.
so is this day because it's been awesome.
Also, if you want to see me cry, just watch E.T. with me.
Oh my God.
Or parts of Empire Strikes Back, honestly. Or like Mask. Really, there's like
Wait,
you know,
Mask with Jim Carrey.
If you want a list of donate right now and say that you want a list of movies from Kevin that make him cry, and I'll get it to you.
If you
it's a
donate
lot.
$25 or more and say you want a list of movies from Kevin that make him cry, he will give you a list of 10 films that will make him cry and where you can find them to rent at Scarecrow Video.
At least 10 films.
At least 10.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break in the middle of this section to play a video that we played earlier. We played at the very beginning, and it's from our coworker Ben, who has actually been making some awesome videos that are also on this YouTube page that you're watching right now. So watch those cool videos. We're going to hopefully get more and more videos from Ben. But here it is. Here's the one we showed at the very beginning, brand new one. So we'll be back in a couple minutes.
And now, the nations of the world, brought to you by Yakko Warner.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman. Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium and Portugal, France, England, Denmark and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, then Borneo and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana, Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and Algeria, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Major, and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Crete, Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there we go.
440, 447.
Hi,
Hey.
we're back, and we're at the wrong numbers. There is wrong. We're
we
at
need
19,000.
We need $447 more dollars. $447 more dollars. That is absolutely
Come on,
crazy.
that's hardly any
oh my
money
gosh! To get
at
to
all.
$20,000. Once we hit $20,000, no more late fees. We hit an extended goal. We really know how much our community loves us. We stick around. We put the funds back into community resources and all that good stuff. That's,
Holy cow.
That's a lot of money. That's crazy. For virtual video store day, which we didn't even think we could pull off. Like, honestly.
What, you didn't think we could pull it off?
I'm
just kidding. I don't know. We all had we were trepidatious about it. We didn't know. We've done Video Store Day live for so long that people come in and we go, oh yeah, we're playing some cool stuff. You know, they talk to us and stuff. But yeah, this is us.
We
just
thought we
yakking
weren't
at you.
going to be able to like have a party without everyone, but we're having a party and we're still with everyone, just online. It's the future.
Hey everyone, we're having a party
Yes.
with you.
Cheers, babies. We have some thank yous, some more thank yous.
We're gonna do some thank yous. Yeah, here we go. So we got one from Paige Fukuhara, who used to work here. Hi, Paige.
She asks, miss you guys, is my Jaguar shark still around?
Paige, I don't know. I actually just ran to look in that 2-minute break, and I think it is, but I don't know where it is now.
I think we have people like
I'll try and find it. You know, nothing ever disappears from here. For the most.
Things live here for years. in the walls. Even.
My answer is yes. It is still around. But thanks for the donation, Paige. You're awesome. We got Caitlin. Thanks for the donation. James. Thanks for the donation.
Wow, thanks, James.
Dave says regards from Arrow Video in Wellington, New Zealand.
What? Oh my god!
Some dude's watching. Love what you do.
Yeah. What time
watching
is it
from
there?
our store after my shift.
Oh my god.
What?
Dave, we love you so much.
Holy shit.
If you're in New Zealand,
God damn.
check out Arrow Video.
First of all, like if you're in New Zealand, great job. You're COVID free. Also, like good, just thanks for watching.
I'm like gonna cry. That's insane. That's around the world, Dave. You
I'm not
fucking
gonna
rule.
cry unless you show me. Unless you
yeah.
watch unless you show me one of those movies that's on my list.
Kevin's not gonna cry till we reach 20,000. Okay.
And then all I'm gonna do is cry.
All he's gonna do is cry.
I'm just gonna cry.
And then you can actually buy a vial of Kevin's tears for only $200 for an extra donation.
You were selling my hair for $1,000 on YouTube.
I've decided to just make you a profit for the store.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Kyle says Scarecrow Video is my favorite inside secret to tell anyone who moves to Seattle. Seattle has so many new faces every year. I think it's important to tell any of our new movie loving friends to check out SV. As a lifelong Seattleite, the only thing I like more than using the phrase lifelong Seattleite is wandering Scarecrow's aisles deciding what to get. Thank you so much for all of your work, keeping physical media alive and being the best damn video store in the world.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Because he hit on something. The first time I came to Scarecrow was 2000, like January, February 2000. It was the first time I actually set foot in the store, and it was because I was living with somebody up in... it doesn't matter. I was living with somebody, and one of his friends came by, and he was like, "Oh, you're into movies? You gotta check out this place, Scarecrow Video," which I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
And coming from Montana, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Yeah, you gotta go there. They got a lot of movies or whatever, and they've got like this is before all this stuff was available, but they had like we used to have Princess Mononoke, or we didn't have Princess Mononoke at the time. We had Ghibli movies, Studio Ghibli movies, Miyazaki movies that were only in Japanese, but you would also rent out a script." so you
Oh
could
my
read along the
God.
English script with it. So he said, go there. You can watch these movies with, and then also read along with the English script. And so we did. We did. Well, and then I didn't rent that. I rented Space Truckers by Stuart Gordon. R.I.P. Stuart Gordon. The first movie I ever rented from Scarecrow was Space Truckers. No, but but also Space Truckers pretty good, and Stuart Gordon fucking great. So but the point is that that it's true. It almost feels like we're still an inside secret. Like he goes, oh, it's the greatest inside secret.
Yeah.
But, I had to live here for a month or two, and then this guy went oh yeah, you like movies? Go to this place, and we went, okay, we'll go to this video store, and we came in here, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You said you like movies? Go to this place, and we were like, and then my head exploded, literally. Oh yeah, sorry. It's late enough. What is it? Midnight already? Anyway,
Put your children.
Anyway,
What
time is it in New Zealand?
Wait, but speaking about first time Scarecrow going to, I would come here when I went to Seattle University and was a film studies major. One of our professors was like, okay, if you can't find these movies, there's one place to go, and it's Scarecrow Video. So when I was 19 to 22, I would come here all the time and rent stuff in order to watch shit for my classes and everything. And it was way better than finding all that stuff elsewhere. Also,
Absolutely.
the next year I turned 23 and then I started working here, and now here I am helping out with this telethon and asking you to donate 206-524-8554.
Click the links beneath us there too.
We're kind of feeling manic. We're at the last run. We have under 500 to go to make our 20,000 goal. It would mean so much to us if we could make that goal for tonight. We also have Sonia. She says, I love telling people that I only watch movies I get on DVD from a real life video store. They look at me as if I said that I am a Luddite, but I love Scarecrow Video. You know what, Sonia? You are the coolest fucking person. That's what you are. You're not a Luddite. DVDs still exist. They're everywhere. People can't take them away from you unless they actually take them and break them. But the internet can't be like, actually, I don't want you to watch this. No, you own it, you rent it, you have it, you can watch it.
And thanks for renting all the videos you do. Yeah.
Tessa, thank you. David, thank you. Other David, thank you. Eileen, thank you. Thank everyone so much.
That's all the thanks we got on this sheet. That's all we got. I don't know what number we're at.
No. Can we get an update on a number, anybody?
Nobody.
Because this is our last live little bit.
We're on the 19666.
19666? This is ridiculous.
And now the video cuts to some kind of demonic possession or something.
Okay, this is badass. And as much as we love it,
Leo, our director Leo, is asking if we can get crazy, and I don't know what that means.
Stay until we do. Let's see those lips, Kevin. What do you think?
okay, that means
there's a peanut gallery over here. I'm getting a lot of comments I don't like. But what I would like from the peanut gallery is another beer.
Yeah, get Kevin another beer.
Since I'm live on YouTube right now,
we have 333.
I would love that. Thank you very much.
Okay, you guys, we have
I've now been
$333
promoted to director. I'd like to say.
Director, producer, what would your title be?
So, if it's shaving something, give us, put us over that edge.
We already did that.
What are we
What's
gonna
another
shave?
thing we could
I don't
do?
know. Well,
let's see if
eyebrows?
there's any comments on the YouTube page real quick.
Not the eyebrows.
Do not do the eyebrows. We're hearing no eyebrow shaving. Okay.
If you donate, let's say you donate $50 for every person who donates $50, I will give you a list of 10 movies. I'll recommend 10 movies to you based on your favorite movie.
I'm going to read you some comments real quick here. Jen says Rainier Beer needs to donate for the product placement today. Absolutely. It is 4 p.m. here, says Dave. Thank you, Rich. Says Dave, in New Zealand. Nick Mars says drinking with you at home. Thank you.
Hi, Nick.
Poet Fiend, that is Kevin Shannon, says doing a great job, Emily.
Me?
Yeah. So there you go.
I'll say this.
Kaleidoscope. Hold on. Kaleidoscope says get crazy, and then followed it up with exploit Kevin.
Exploit Kevin. If you want to see us exploit Kevin, donate today. We're almost to $20,000.
Nick
We
Mars
can do
says
this.
mustache. Brian says Vanilla Ice style eyebrow line. I don't know what some of those things mean or who they're directed at. I do not want to shave my eyebrows, if that's okay. I already did the thing where I shaved my head. I believe it's someone else's turn.
If I was a man and I had a beard, I would shave it today for Scarecrow Video.
This is
I'll shave my beard off. That's no
Kevin
problem.
will shave his beard if you guys donate right now.
I mean, but I just said it's no problem. Why is anybody going to donate for that? Please donate to watch me shave my beard.
Donate. We'll shave his beard right here.
Leo, go ahead.
The biggest donation to put us over the top of that 20,000, we're gonna send them Dougie.
What?
That is my personal, as the person who brought
my
Dougie
God.
to our store.
If you get us
If
over
you put us over the top,
$20,000,
Dougie's coming to you.
Be the person who puts us over 20,000. We're gonna mail you Dougie.
we're gonna mail you this cardboard. It's not even cardboard. It's real. We're gonna mail you Dougie.
With
if
or
you get
without
us.
the witch's hat, whichever one you want. It's
Your
got the
choice.
witch's hat on. That's usually in our Chuck Norris standee, but you can have the hat
Get us
if it
over
gets us over
$20,000.
20,000.
We will mail you Dougie. It'll be the best Halloween present you've ever gotten for yourself. And if you're not getting yourself Halloween presents, then you're not doing it right. One of your Halloween presents should be to donate to Scarecrow Video. 206-524-8554. Check out the links below.
Somebody call in, just give us $300.
Just someone call, give us $300. You know what that is? What's $300?
It's nothing to some people.
It's nothing to some people. It's a lot to us, and we would love it if you guys could help us out here. $300 is $10 a day for a month. You know what? It's 30 days.
I get it.
I hear you try to fact check me, Rich.
We got a whole bunch of people like just sort of milling about here watching us now. It's gotten
If you
very
weren't
weird.
sure you were gonna donate, now is the time. Now is the end of the whole thing. We got to get over $20,000. If we make it over $20,000, whoever gives us that last push, you can get Dougie. I'm holding 2 beers. I don't care. I'm feeling this right now, and I think we can do it. Do you think we can do it, Kevin?
What?
We only have $230
$230 to go.
$230 to go.
Oh my God! Get this.
$230.
Send this out to somebody you know who has $230.
Yeah, if someone was thinking of maybe giving you something worth $230, make that gift the Scarecrow gift.
Is
I
it
don't know.
worth $230 to get Dougie in the mail to you?
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at his face.
He's just standing here, looking like that.
Not only will you get Dougie, you will get a piece of Scarecrow history. If you want, everyone here, every coworker at Scarecrow will sign the back of Dougie and give you a personalized message.
Absolutely.
If you can push this over 20,000,
We
we
can
will
push
give
this
you.
over 20,000. We're gonna give you Dougie signed by everybody at Scarecrow
And
Video.
everyone will also write.
And everybody who's not at Scarecrow Video right now, but who still works here.
Yeah, and everyone will write their favorite movie so that you can know everyone's favorite
Oh my
movie
God.
on the back of Dougie. If you push us over $20,000 today,
Emily and I will write the lyrics to "My Heart Will Go On" the back of Dougie. If
We
you
will.
donate, if we reach $20,000.
in alternating handwriting, I will write one line, he will write the next. We only need about $230 whatever dollars to make it to 20,000. Oh my goodness.
You know?
Can I breathe?
I mean, we're in COVID right now, and we're in lockdown and stuff. But I mean, you know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. We'll do a Titanic watch party with me and Emily.
Yeah, we will. We'll put it live
We'll
on
do a Titanic
Zoom.
watch party.
We will
What
put
am
a
I
Titanic
doing here?
watch
What are we
party.
doing here?
We're gonna make a lot of promises today. You know what? We're gonna keep every one of them.
That's 3 hours of watching a movie with us while we just cry the whole time.
You'll chat with us. You'll find out our favorite parts. You will see Kevin cry. You will definitely see me cry. You'll hear us sing Titanic. We'll watch it. We'll talk to you guys.
We'll watch
We'll
it
do
on Blu-ray, you know, so it'll look great.
We'll watch it on Blu-ray, even though I grew up watching it on the double VHS.
Last time I watched it with my parents, you know.
Last time I watched it was with you and Matt, I think.
Yeah, we made pizzas and watched Titanic.
If you want to get in on some of that fun action, please donate and get us closer to our $20,000 goal. Again, if you donate, how are these people watching it with us? How much?
I
they have
don't
to
know.
donate?
I
Doesn't
don't know.
matter. If you
Share
donate
this with
between
some
now,
people. Leo, come back in.
Come back in.
Jump in front.
If we make $25,000, I will eat a videotape.
You heard it. And
Just like Charlie Chaplin in that one movie.
He is not a liar. So yeah, we have very little to go until we reach our goal of $20,000. Oh my gosh, you guys were so close. If we reach our goal of $20,000, we will invite some people to watch Titanic with us in a Zoom live video, whatever the kids are doing
Do
these
Zoom
days.
live, or if like things clear up suddenly, all of a sudden
Fuck
we'll
it.
do it in
We'll
person.
We'll host.
We'll do it in person.
If you make it over 20,000, if you are the person who pushes us over 20,000, we will mail you. We will literally mail or drop this off, depending on where you live, this cardboard cutout of Dougie right here. And everyone will sign it that works here, and we will all include our favorite movie.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't want to say because that's the surprise.
That's the correct answer. I was about to say mine, but that's why I asked you first.
Don't do it.
No, it's boring anyway.
Anyways, 206-524-8554 or check out the links below.
Get in the links below. I don't know. We're not there yet.
No, we're not.
We just have to keep staying here. I don't know.
I know. I'm so sick of.
There's all these people around. You guys don't see all the people around who are just milling about watching us now.
Pressuring us to get closer and closer to $20,000. Share this link. Comment. Share it around if you think someone's missing out and they haven't been watching this. Share it. This is the wacky, crazy, manic end to this whole thing.
I never shared it with my parents, so...
You keep bringing up your parents and not watching it.
They're asleep now anyway, so...
But thank you, everyone who has donated and supported us. That's awesome, and we really, it means a lot to us. So.
Well, what do we keep doing? That was so much.
I don't know.
I feel like.
Oh, Rich is in.
Rich is gonna talk. This
Please
is
give.
Oh.
You don't want to make Rich sad.
That was sad.
If you don't want to make Rich sad, if you don't want to make us sad, keep donating, keep sharing this link, let everyone know about Scarecrow. 206-524-8554. Check out the links below the video.
Please give, by the way, great movie. You should watch.
Nicole Hall of Center.
Yep, Nicole.
Oh my God.
How did I say it, Ben?
Hall of Center.
Hall of Center, Nicole Hall of Center.
Walking and Talking, Friends with Money.
And also one of my favorites.
$150.
Lovely.
We only have $150 to go, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
we did it! We fucking did it! We did it!
Enough said.
We did it!
Alright, we did it! So, Dougie, it's been good.
Whoever has gotten us there,
whoever that was.
we fucking got
we have
it.
to do
Oh
it,
my gosh.
Anyway, cheers. Oh God, it took a while.
Thank you so much. Support Scarecrow Video. We love you guys so much. I'm gonna get some good sleep tonight.
Thanks to everybody who watched and donated. We're at the end of our broadcast day, and I don't. There you go. There's some people. There's some people behind the scenes who are helping you out.
Oh man. All right. Call us. Still call us.
Yeah.
Go to our website.
Don't keep calling us. Buy stuff from us. I'm the one who's gonna be mailing out all this shit to you next week. So
I guess we'll be seeing you to watch Titanic with you soon.
I got all your addresses.
Don't let us forget about our promises we made tonight.
Yeah, remind us that we're supposed to watch Titanic with you. And whoever
Dougie, we'll figure that out.
Let us know. So I guess that's it for now. What do we got? We're going out.
VCR that Drip Blood?
Yeah, we're going out. We're going to show a compilation of it's all VHS horror stuff from Scarecrow's catalog. VCR that Dripped Blood, I believe, compiled by Brian Alter and Spencer Hoyt.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for paying attention to us all day.
We love you so much.
Or at least parts of the day. And view physical media.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Arrivederci. Adieu.